Hello, my name is Isaiah Torres, and I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree in network security at the University of Advancing Technology. Welcome to my student innovation project. The name of my project is the Harvester GUI. For those who are unfamiliar with the Harvester, it is an open source intelligence command line tool that is useful for gathering information on a company or domain. The idea behind my project is to create a graphical program that makes this tool easier for people to use. This idea came to me because I realized that while some people may be tech savvy, learning how to use commands and memorizing them can be tricky. I had this boss who understood cybersecurity and technology very well. He knew about vulnerabilities, hacking groups, how to use web tools, but when it came to using command line tools, he just couldn't get them to work right. That is what inspired me to create this program, so that anyone can learn what open source information is available to the public. This project is designed to save the user time and energy that is typically required to use the command line version. The goal is to bridge the gap between the experience required and the rewards of being able to use such tools. As a cybersecurity professional, I feel as if we should make things more easier for people who don't have the same skill set as us. So I'm hoping that this project would make more people aware of their digital footprint and bring them closer to cybersecurity. In the technology industry, there is an overwhelmingly large amount of open source information out there. There are also a lot of open source intelligence tools to help collect the various different types of information. I chose to work on the Harvester because it does a good job of using many different sources, then displaying the results in an organized manner. Currently, there is no graphical user interface version of the Harvester, and that is where my project comes in. My project makes the tool more intuitive and makes using it as simple as possible. So let me show you what I've been working on. So here we have the Harvester command line tool. This is the help page, which shows us how to use the tool, information about the tool, and what options and functionality comes with it. I'm going to show an example of what type of information that the tool returns, and we'll be using Stanford University as our target. So for the first example, I did a DNS brute forcing on their domain, and that shows us all kinds of hidden domains along with the IP addresses associated with those domains. So here's the list that the harvester returned. A decent sized list organized from A to Z. And then here is the second operation we had the harvester do. We basically told it to use these sources to find as much information as possible. And one of the little nuances with using command line tools is you'd have to know to not use spaces in between these sources and separate them with commas. But this is the information that the harvester found. So the harvester found 4,900 different interesting URLs. So it's a long list of URLs you'd have to go down. Additionally, the harvester found 219 unique IP addresses associated with Stanford, and then 4,900 email addresses associated with Stanford. A lot of emails. And then lastly, the harvester discovered over 11,000 hosts that are associated with Stanford. So these are their host name, and then it's the IP address associated. So just by looking at all this information, you can see there's a lot of ground that a penetration tester or a hacker can use to try to get into the network. This is also good for a security team to see what type of information is available out there, what systems are open out there, and then they can try to secure them even more or even hide them from the open source. So this is the harvester tool and the information that it provides. Now this is my GUI for this tool. So see, instead of having to write down all our sources in every command, you can simply just check which sources you want to use. Or if you're feeling like it, you can just use all of them if you have all the API keys. Additionally, you can select what options you'd like to use and then describe your target, and then all the results will just pop up here. I also provide an option to save as a text file. You can print to get a PDF. You can just refresh and start new. And also provide a new way to edit the API keys in the proxy list, which is a lot more simpler than trying to go into the system files and then format it correctly. So this is what the design looks like so far. The functionality between the harvester and my GUI has not been integrated yet, but this is the prototype for how the GUI version will look.